Hello students, very good morning to all of you. So yesterday we have talked about kingdom Monera, its salient features. So today, instead of going directly into the next kingdom, I would like to discuss few questions with all of you. And that is, the very first question is shared on your screen. Which one of the most abundant organism found in the surrounding? Yeah. So which one is most abundant? The answer is bacteria. Okay. Yes. Next is, bacteria occur in water only, in soil only, as a parasite or something else. So if you remember, yesterday we have studied bacteria are cosmopolitan in nature. Remember, bacteria are cosmopolitan in nature, right? And if they are cosmopolitan in nature, the answer should be everywhere. Is that clear? Next is, yes, the next question. Just wait for a second. I'm displaying the third question. Yeah. If based on the shape, bacteria are grouped under how many categories? So if you remember, based on the shape, we have coccus, we have rod shaped, we have spherical was the coccus, bacillus was rod shaped, then we have comma shaped and the spiral, right? So what was the question here? What was the question? It was, which of the following bacteria are comma shaped? So it was Vibrio. Next is, on the basis of shapes, we used to have 4 types of bacteria, right? Okay, moving ahead. Just wait for a second, my dear students. I think there is some lag in the screen. Yeah, so the next is, if based on the shape, bacteria are grouped under 4 categories. That was the answer. Next is, which of the following bacteria are comma shaped? The answer was Vibrio, number 2nd. Then third is identify the names of different bacteria according to the shape. If you remember, it is number 1 is coccus, then bacilli, then third is spirillum, and then Vibrio. So the answer is which one? A. Yes. Next is, which of the following statement is correct about bacteria? So bacteria are simple in both structure and behavior? No. No. Right? Then second statement is, bacteria are complex in structure as well as behavior? No. Bacteria are complex in structure, simple in behavior? No. The answer is, bacteria are simple in structure and complex in behavior, right? So the answer is 4th. Is that clear? Next. Okay. All right. Yes. Which of the following organism shows the most extensive metabolic diversity? The answer is again bacteria. Okay. Yes. The answer is bacteria. Yes. This question, choose the correct with respect to the earliest for the scientific basis of classification. Yes, it was proposed by Aristotle, correct. Plants were divided into trees, shrubs, herbs based on the morphological characters, that is also correct. Animals were classified into two groups, those who have red blood cells and those did not. So the answer is all of these, right? Answer is all of these. Okay, here is the answer. It is all of these. Okay, next question. Linnaeus system of classification did not deal with eukaryotes, prokaryotes, unicellular, multicellular, photosynthetic, non-photosynthetic. Answer is all of these, right? Yes. Moving ahead. R.H. Whittaker classification is or are based on cell structure and body organization, mode of nutrition and reproduction, phylogenetic relationship, and all of these. So the answer is all of these, right? Next is 5 kingdom classification. Yes, 5 kingdom classification was introduced in, it is none of these. Okay, yes. Any other question? How many of the following are prokaryotes? Bacteria, mosses, ferns, fungi, pteridophyte. So would you like to answer this question? Please try. Yes, you have to select which of the following are prokaryotes and which are eukaryotes, right? Please see, number 1 is bacteria. Yes, they are prokaryotes. Number 2 is your mosses, eukaryotes, ferns, eukaryotes, right? Number 3 is what? Fungi, eukaryotes, pteridophytes, yes, eukaryotes. Okay, what else is there? Blue-green algae is prokaryotes. Yes, blue-green algae is prokaryotes, right? Okay. Yes, and then gymnosperms and angiosperms both are eukaryotes, 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 eukaryotes. This bacteria and the blue-green algae are prokaryotes. So the answer is second. Whereas, yes, we missed one question. This answer is not the none of these, rather it is 1969. I thought they have given 1869, that's why I marked none of these. So sorry for that. So this is actually, answer is 1969, right? Then next we have done correctly. The next was mosses and blue-green algae are what? Prokaryotes. Next is fungi have cell wall made up of chitin. Very good. Answer is chitin. Next is how many kingdoms from the R.H. Whittaker have exclusive autotropic mode of nutrition? Only. Yes. How many of the kingdoms are exclusively autotropic mode of nutrition? So answer is only one, that is plantae, right? Next, unicellular eukaryotes are categorized into protista. If you remember, unicellular eukaryotes are categorized into protista and unicellular prokaryotes are categorized in monera. That's it. How many kingdoms are according to 5 kingdom classification and Linnaeus system of classification are dedicated to prokaryotes? Yes, they are saying according to 5 kingdom classification which are prokaryotes and according to Linnaeus system of classification are dedicated to prokaryotes exclusively. So see, as per 5 kingdom classification, monera, that is just one kingdom. As per Linnaeus, none of the kingdom was having exclusively prokaryotes. So the answer would be 1 and 0. Because according to plant kingdom, according to 2 kingdom classification, we have one plantae, another as Animalia, and none of this were having exclusive for the prokaryotes. That is why The answer is 1 and 0. Is that clear? That's all about. I think there is one more question. Monorin cell wall is composed of polysaccharide cellulose, polysaccharide chitin, amino acid and non-cellulosic polysaccharides. Polysaccharides non-cellulose only? The answer is this. Amino acids and non-cellulosic polysaccharides. That's all about your worksheet and assignment to be done today. Now I am going to start with the next topic, and let us share the screen for that. All right. Okay. So that day we have started with the salient features of Monera, and today I am going to start with all right. Okay. So today I am going to start with the rest of the categories of the Monera, and that is other bacteria, like we have just discussed bacteria on the basis of shapes. So now Monera are further divided into several categories, such as the Archaea bacteria, second is the Eubacteria, right, and the third is the heterotrophic bacteria, right? Heterotrophic bacteria. Is that clear? Yes. Monera, Archaea bacteria, Eubacteria, and the heterotrophic bacteria. So one by one we will look into what are they, right? Let us start with the Archaea bacteria, my dear students. This Archaea bacteria, as the name suggests, Archaea, right? As the name suggests, Archaea means the oldest inhabitants. Archaea means old or the oldest, right? The bacteria which are oldest among all the bacteria are placed in group Archaea bacteria, right? So let us start understanding what are Archaea bacteria and how they are different from other bacteria. Is that clear? Yes. Okay. See, number one, these are the oldest inhabitants. These are the oldest inhabitants among all the organisms. These are the oldest inhabitants among all the organisms that we know till date, right? And yes, you will wonder to know that these are capable of surviving in the most extreme habitats. Let me tell you, they are capable of living in most extreme habitat. They are capable of living in most extreme habitat. That is they are capable of living in most extreme habitat. That is, they can live in what? High temperature and highly acidic condition. High temperature and highly acidic condition, right? Yes, they can live in extreme salty areas, right? And the third, they can live in the marshy areas. They can live in the marshy areas, and the bacteria which are capable of surviving in high temperature, highly acidic condition, that is in thermal hot springs. Okay, such bacteria which are capable of surviving in this extreme condition are called as what? Thermoacidophiles. They are called what? Thermoacidophiles. The one living in extreme salty areas are called as halophiles, right? And the one living in marshy areas are called as methanogens. Is that clear? So, archaeobacteria are capable of surviving in such extreme habitats, and depending on these habitats, this habitat and this habitat, they are named so: thermoacidophiles living in high temperature and acidic conditions, that is hot springs; halophiles living in extreme salty areas; and methanogens living in extreme marshy areas. Is that clear? Then these are the oldest inhabitants of earth, and there is one very important point, that how these bacteria are capable of surviving in such extreme habitats. How they are capable of surviving in such extreme habitats, and the answer lies due to their different type of cell wall. You know the bacteria have different type of cell wall due to difference in cell wall structure. They are capable of surviving in such extreme habitats. My dear students, you will wonder to know that bacteria cell wall was made up of amino acids and peptidoglycans and lipopolysaccharides. So basically, the lipids found in the cell wall, of what? The lipids found in the cell wall of archaeobacteria are of highly compact structure. They are basically branched, whereas the lipid found in the normal eubacteria is of basic types. So this branched network lipid membrane found in the archaeobacteria, or you can simply remember that due to difference in the cell wall structure of the archaeobacteria, they are capable of surviving in such extreme conditions. Is that clear? So that's all about your archaeobacteria. One more point I would like to add over here, and that is these methanogens. These methanogens are found in gut of cattle, right, and produce methane gas or are responsible for production of methane gas from cow dung. Basically, these methanogens are responsible for formation of the methane gas from the cow dung, which is used for formation of the biogas, right? So you can say methanogens are the major contributors for the formation of methane gas from the cow dung or the cattle dung. Is that clear? Yes, that's all about the archaeobacteria. Yes, is that clear? Found in the gut of cattle, produce methane gas from the cow dung. Is that clear? Now, I would like to tell you one more point regarding the archaeobacteria, and in archaeobacteria also, that is a special point for the methanogens, that methanogens are capable of surviving in the absence of oxygen. Instead of writing this capable, I should write they live without oxygen only. Let me complete. They live without oxygen, and such organisms which live without oxygen are called as what? Very, very important. They are called as anaerobes. Anaerobes, or simply these are obligate, because it cannot bear the presence of oxygen, because if they will be exposed to oxygen, they will simply die. So they are obligate anaerobes, that is they are sensitive to oxygen. Is that clear? They are simply sensitive to oxygen. Is that clear? Methanogens, right? That's all about your methanogens. Is that clear? Now secondly, we will talk about the eubacteria. Okay? Secondly, we are talking about the eubacteria. Okay? Yeah. So just have a quick recap of archaebacteria. Yes, Monera consists of archaebacteria, eubacteria and heterotrophs. We have already finished archaebacteria. I am going to start with eubacteria. Archaebacteria, these are the oldest inhabitants among all the organisms. They are capable of living in most extreme habitats, like they are like your grandparents or even grandparents, super grandparents, because they were the oldest, so they can live without any resources. Like we need AC, we need gadgets like phones, internet, right? But our grandparents can live without any resources. Even if they don't have fan, they can live under the tree and they can live their life, right? So archaebacteria are the super grandparents of the bacteria. They are capable of living in most extreme habitat, even if they don't have a proper suitable condition to live, whether there is high temperature, high acidic condition, high salty condition, marshy areas without oxygen also they can survive. So these are the oldest inhabitants of the earth, because bacteria are already older, and among bacteria also they are the oldest. That's why we call them archaebacteria. Number one is thermoacidophiles, which live in high temperature and highly acidic condition. Number two is the halophiles, extreme salty areas. And number three is methanogens, that is marshy areas. Is that clear? Yes. And then I told you methanogens are found in the gut of cattle, which helps to produce methane, or simply the biogas. Is that clear? Produce methane gas, that is biogas from the cow dung. Is that clear? And how the archaebacteria are capable of surviving in such extreme habitats? Due to the difference in their cell wall. Is that clear? Due to difference in their cell wall, they can survive in such extreme habitats. And methanogens live without oxygen. Because they live without oxygen, they are called obligate anaerobes, and that is sensitive to oxygen. Is that clear? Number two is eubacteria. Okay? Eubacteria means the true bacteria. Let us change the color. Yes. Yeah. Eubacteria, U means true. U means true, and bacteria is understood by itself. Eubacteria means the true bacteria, and the features for the true bacteria are they are Unicellular, of course, unicellular prokaryotes. Okay, they are among unicellular also. They are unicellular, can be filamentous, colonial. They are colonial. They can be unicellular, they can be filamentous, they can be colonial, right? Next is, we will see the eubacteria includes cyanobacteria or the blue-green algae, and you know, cyanobacteria or the blue-green algae are capable of performing photosynthesis, right? That is, they are capable of evolving oxygen. Okay, so let us write, these are the autotrophic, these are the autotrophic bacteria, these are the autotrophic bacteria that is capable of performing photosynthesis. They are the autotrophic bacteria that is capable of performing photosynthesis, and they also evolve oxygen. They evolve oxygen. Because they evolve oxygen, we say such bacteria are called as, such bacteria which evolve oxygen are called as aerobic bacteria, or simply they perform oxygenic photosynthesis. Let us highlight this. Evolve oxygen is called as oxygenic photosynthesis. And you will wonder to know because these are the first bacteria which evolved oxygen. We consider them as the closest ancestor of the plant. So let us call them as, because they oxygen for the first time, evolved oxygen first time, are the nearest ancestor of plants. Who are the nearest ancestors of plants? The eubacteria. And among eubacteria also, what are the closest ancestors? Cyanobacteria. Basically, we are talking about cyanobacteria. Okay. Yes. In cyanobacteria, or the next point, here it is, number 4, the pigment, photosynthetic pigment in the eubacteria are chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, that is similar to that of the green plants, that is similar to that of the higher plants. Please go through the points. They are unicellular prokaryotes, right? Of course. Then they can be unicellular, filamentous and colonial. Yes, mostly these are autotrophic bacteria that is capable of performing photosynthesis and evolve oxygen, and because they evolve oxygen, they are called as oxygenic photosynthetes and are the nearest ancestors of the plants. Is that clear? Yes, correct. Okay, now let us write photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll A and B. Then next is, what is this? Like the bacteria, eubacteria, which includes all these are commonly called as either cyanobacteria. It includes actually cyanobacteria, which are also known as cyanobacteria or the blue-green algae. Cyanobacteria or the blue-green algae are one and the same. Please note it down. Basically, these are the types of eubacteria only. We are actually talking about eubacteria only. We are actually talking about cyanobacteria and blue-green algae only, which evolve All this we are talking about the cyanobacteria and blue-green algae which evolve oxygen called oxygenic photosynthesis are the nearest ancestor of plants. Then they are the autotrophs. Yes, all the points are regarding your cyanobacteria. This also, and this also, right? Yes, you can consider it in your notes, you can highlight in your notes, and then we will proceed further. Okay, yes. Now, tell me, are these bacteria, the eubacteria or the cyanobacteria, are these motile or not? Yes, what do you think? These are motile or non-motile? So, let us understand, they are mostly non-motile. See, they are mostly non-motile, but if they are motile, then flagella would be present. Okay, if motile, then flagella present. If non-motile, then flagella will be absent. Now let me tell you, there is some filamentous form. The filament is surrounded by the mucilaginous sheath. The filament is surrounded by the mucilaginous sheath. Let us draw the filament first here. Okay. Yeah. Then there is a thick walled cell over here called as what? Heterocyst. Okay. Then there is the surrounding covering. It is called as gelatinous sheath. Okay, there is gelatinous sheath here, right? And this heterocyst is a special thick wall cell. This is thick wall cell which has role in nitrogen fixation. Conversion of nitrogen into ammonia. What does it do? It converts nitrogen into ammonia, and the process is what? And this process is simply called as nitrogen fixation. What do we call it? It is called as nitrogen fixation. Okay. Yes, nitrogen fixation. Okay. So, let me tell you, if motile the flagellum is present, okay. Yes, and the filament is surrounded by the mucilaginous sheath, this gelatinous sheath or the mucilaginous sheath, which do not allow the filament to become dry. And my dear students, in the filamentous form, there is a thick wall cell called as heterocyst, and you know, this heterocyst is the site for nitrogen fixation. You will wonder, despite of 72% of nitrogen in the atmosphere, you know, the plants, if I talk about the plants are incapable, they are insufficient to directly absorb what? Nitrogen. They cannot capture nitrogen. So what do we do? Basically, these bacteria inside this heterocyst, they capture nitrogen, they convert it into ammonia inside this cell by the process called as nitrogen fixation. So this conversion of nitrogen into ammonia is called as nitrogen fixation, which is done inside this heterocyst. Is that clear? And this nitrogen is the absorbable form by the plants. What did I say? What did I say? Let us understand once again in one more way. That is like this. That is like this. See, nitrogen is first converted into ammonia, okay, by the process called nitrogen fixation, right? And this conversion is done inside the heterocyst, okay, and this heterocyst is exclusively found in cyanobacteria. Is that clear? So via cyanobacteria this nitrogen fixation is also done, because ammonia is now absorbed by the plants. Is that clear? Yes, very good. Next is, not only nitrogen, cyanobacteria has also role in nutrient mineral cycling. It has also role in nutrient mineral cycling, such as sulfur, nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. Okay, such as nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus has also role in, basically sulfur, nitrogen, phosphorus are also recycled through this cyanobacteria. Is that clear? So that is all about your cyanobacteria, which has very, very crucial role in the atmosphere and ecology. Is that clear? Now, one more thing that you will wonder to know, and that is they are chemosynthetic in nature. They are chemosynthetic in nature. They are chemosynthetic. And what do you understand by chemosynthetic? They use chemicals. They use chemicals such as nitrates, okay, like nitrates, sulfur, etc., to derive energy in the form of ATP. So as you can see, they are using some chemicals. They are using nitrates, sulfides to derive their energy. That is why they are called as chemosynthetic type of bacteria, and that is your cyanobacteria. Is that clear? Yeah, actually they use chemicals, they oxidize these substances. Yeah, they oxidize nitrates, nitrite, they use nitrates, they use nitrites, etc., okay, etc., and oxidize it to get their ATP. That is why the NCERT has mentioned it and highlighted is these are chemosynthetic bacteria. Is that clear? So that's all about your cyanobacteria. Now if you want, I can give a quick recap of eubacteria or the cyanobacteria. See, eubacteria, they are of course unicellular prokaryotes like all other bacteria. Now they involve what? Cyanobacteria and blue-green algae. Now cyanobacteria, blue-green algae are one and the same. They are unicellular filamentous colonial forms, right? They are autotrophic performing photosynthesis because they are autotrophic bacteria. That is, they are capable of evolving oxygen, performing photosynthesis. Yeah, and because they evolve oxygen, they are called oxygenic photosynthesis, and they are nearest ancestor of plants and who are they? That is simply cyanobacteria, right? Then the photosynthetic pigments present in them is chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, that is similar to that of higher plants. Then cyanobacteria are similar to blue-green algae, that we are already understood, okay. Because they evolve oxygen, we say they perform oxygenic photosynthesis. See, remember, if oxygen is produced in the process, it is called as oxygenic photosynthesis, and sometimes, my dear students, oxygen is not produced, we call it as anoxygenic photosynthesis. Is that clear? Yes. Moving ahead. If they are motile, flagellum is present, right? If they are motile, flagellum is present. Filament is surrounded by, yes, filament is surrounded by this mucilaginous sheath. Let me write here, filament is surrounded by mucilaginous sheath, right? That here I have drawn, mucilaginous sheath, okay? Then you will wonder to know, they are capable of converting this nitrogen into ammonia called as nitrogen fixation, and that is absorbed by plant. That is absorbed by plants, and this is also done via cyanobacteria and is inside done heterocyst. Where it is done? It is done inside heterocyst. This is the heterocyst cell. Role in nutrient and mineral cycling, such as, next point is, it has role in nutrient mineral cycling such as sulfur, nitrogen and phosphorus. Is that clear? What is its role? Sulfur, nitrogen and phosphorus nutrient cycling. Then you will wonder to know, they actually use these chemicals like nitrates, nitrites, etc. oxidize these chemicals in order to get their energy. So we call them as chemosynthetic bacteria. They use chemicals such as nitrates, nitrites, etc. So when the plants are capable of synthesizing their energy and food by themselves, they are called as autotrophs. And when they use some chemicals to get their energy, we call it as chemosynthetic. And when they are not able to synthesize their energy by themselves, we simply call them heterotrophs. Is that clear? So just go through that one more time, and then we will move on the heterotrophic bacteria. Is that clear? Yes, done. Okay. All right. Moving ahead. See, it has been asked so many times, that what is the need of nitrogen to be converted into ammonia. In the previous slide, I just showed you guys that nitrogen is converted into ammonia and that ammonia is absorbed by plants. My dear students, actually the plants are not capable of capturing nitrogen directly. You know, they are not capable of converting or absorbing nitrogen directly by themselves. So nature has developed a pathway by which nitrogen can be converted into the absorbable forms. And what are the absorbable forms? The absorbable forms is ammonia. And who converts this nitrogen into absorbable form, that is ammonia? The nitrogen is converted into absorbable form with the help of cyanobacteria. Is that clear? So via cyanobacteria, nitrogen is absorbed, nitrogen is converted into ammonia, that is absorbed by the plants, and this process of nitrogen fixation, and this process is nitrogen fixation, where nitrogen is converted into ammonia and then it is further absorbed by the plants, and this is exclusively, you know, this phenomenon where nitrogen is converted into ammonia and is absorbed further by plants. The process during which nitrogen is converted into ammonia is exclusively performed by the cyanobacteria. So you can imagine how cyanobacteria are important to us. Is that clear? Then what else is unique about cyanobacteria? They have chlorophyll pigment similar to that of higher plants, right? Then they have a special cell, heterocyst, for the site for nitrogen fixation. Yes, and these are the first organisms which evolved oxygen. We also saw that these are the first organisms which evolved oxygen. So the question is, मैम देन उससे पहले क्या था? क्या साइनोबैक्टीरिया से पहले ऑक्सीजन जैसा कुछ भी नहीं था? So no, before cyanobacteria there was no oxygen molecule on this environment. And अगर होता भी था तो वो dominant नहीं था, it was in minority at that time. Is that clear? So once the cyanobacteria evolved, the production of oxygen evolved, and then gradually the all organisms or the plants or the plant based organisms, they started producing oxygen, and at present we have the atmosphere which is oxidizing, and you'll wonder to know in लोगों के आने से पहले the atmosphere was reducing, right? इनसे पहले atmosphere कैसा था? It was reducing, but now we have oxidizing environment. Is that clear? Now next is the heterotrophic bacteria. Yeah, the heterotrophic bacteria are what? These are the most common type of bacteria. Majority of bacteria are heterotrophs. Majority of bacteria are heterotrophs, that is, they are not capable of synthesizing their food by themselves or evolving oxygen, right? And they cause several diseases. Not only diseases, rather they are the cause for several infections, right? Many of them have a significant impact also. These are majority, and these are the most abundant in atmosphere, most abundant in our environment. Is that clear? They are the major decomposers. Can you imagine अगर heterotrophs ना हो हमारी surrounding में, then you know the garbage, the food, the organic garbage that we throw somewhere in hope of this that it will be metabolized or it will be decomposed by the bacteria. आप सोच के देखो, आप जो भी कूड़ा कचरा फेंकते हो, if there would be no heterotrophic bacteria, there will be no decomposition, right? So we should be thankful to the heterotrophic bacteria that they are, decomposing your waste, the organic matter, the fecal matter, everything is being decomposed by the bacteria along with the fungal filaments. But these are the major contributors for decomposition. Is that clear? Yes? Okay. Now, several heterotrophic bacteria, many of them are causing infections like number one, the disease caused by the heterotrophic bacteria are typhoid. Okay. Number two is what? Cholera. Right. Number three is what? Pneumonia. Okay. In plants it causes citrus canker. Right. What else? Typhoid, cholera, pneumonia, citrus canker. Any other disease? Yes. Then tuberculosis. These are several diseases which are caused by bacteria, heterotrophic bacteria. Is that clear? Yes? Alright. Okay. Not only this, there is one more, that is tetanus. Tetanus is also caused by your bacteria only. Okay. See, tuberculosis is specially caused by a special type of heterotrophic bacteria, that is mycoplasma. Very, very important. Mycoplasma are also type of bacteria only. So we will understand what are these mycoplasma and how they are separately placed among heterotrophic bacteria. Also, we have given a special place to the mycoplasma. First of all, you just see majority of the bacteria are heterotrophs, most abundant in nature, major decomposers, and many of them are causing infections such as typhoid, cholera, pneumonia, then citrus canker in plants, right? Then tuberculosis and tetanus. These are the deadly infections caused by the bacterium. Is that clear? Now, I would like to tell you more about these mycoplasma. Okay, mycoplasma are the smallest known bacteria. Yeah, these are the smallest bacteria. We have already talked about this in your cell, the unit of life. So let us study more about the mycoplasma. Okay, all right. These are also called as PPLO, that is pleuropneumonia, okay, pleuropneumonia like organisms. These are what? Pleuropneumonia like organisms. Actually, there is a story associated with the discovery of mycoplasma, and that is the cattles. There were some cattle suffering with some bacterial infection, okay, and during that infection the cattle's pleural cavity, do you know what is pleural cavity? The space where lungs are located, okay, the space where lungs are located, that cavity gets filled with the infectious fluid. That cavity is simply called as the pleural cavity. This is just for your knowledge, need not to cram it or learn it. The cavity inside which the lungs is present is called as pleural cavity. And the pleural cavity of the cattle who are suffering with pneumonia, that is filled with the infectious pleural fluid. With the infectious pleural fluid, as a result, we name mycoplasma also as pleuropneumonia like organisms. And actually, they later identified that this infectious fluid consists of what? Mycoplasma. So, the mycoplasma are responsible for this infection in the pleural fluid. That is why it is called as pleuropneumonia like organisms found in the infection found in the cattle. Is that clear? Need not to learn, need not to remember. If you know it, that's good. If you don't know it, that's also fine. Is that clear? All right. So, mycoplasma or the pleuropneumonia like organisms are the smallest known bacteria or the smallest known organisms. So, let us know, this mycoplasma are the wall-less organisms. What are they? These are wall-less organisms or wall-less bacteria. You will wonder to know, we have already studied that bacteria possess a cell wall. But my dear students, be aware, mycoplasma do not have any cell wall. Okay? Yeah. So they can change their shape frequently. Because they can change their shape frequently, because cell wall is the structure which gives a definite shape, but because they don't have cell wall, they can change their shape, and because they can change their shape, such organisms which can change their shape are called as pleuromorphic organisms. What did I say? The organisms which can change their shape frequently are called as pleuromorphic organisms, which are mycoplasma, right? Now, they are infectious too. Number 3, they are infectious in nature. Okay, they are infectious in nature. They can be infectious to plants, they can be infectious to animals as well. Okay, they are infectious in nature. And one more thing, that they are also sensitive to oxygen. That means they are also anaerobic bacteria. Okay, fourth, they are sensitive to oxygen. That is they cannot live in the presence of oxygen. They cannot live in presence of oxygen. They cannot live in the presence of oxygen, and such organisms are called as what? I just told you minute before. They are capable of surviving without oxygen, that is, they cannot live in the presence of oxygen. Such bacteria or such organisms are called as obligate anaerobes. So, apart from the mycoplasma, mycoplasma, one more organism was obligate anaerobes, that was methanogens. So, not only mycoplasma, methanogens and mycoplasma both are your obligate anaerobes. My dear students, the points what I am writing over here are going to be the points of your questions. Is that clear? Yes. Okay. Yeah. One more very important point. That is, it is resistant. It is resistant to an antibiotic. It is resistant to an antibiotic. What is the name of the antibiotics? That is penicillin. Now, what is the reason for its resistant? It is resistant to an antibiotic penicillin. What is the reason? Because, my dear students, you will wonder, mycoplasma lacks cell wall, and you know, penicillin acts on, penicillin acts on cell wall. Are you getting my point? So, penicillin acts on cell wall and mycoplasma do not have cell wall. So, where would the penicillin act? Nowhere. Penicillin is helpless. Penicillin is disarmed because penicillin acts on the cell wall and degrades the cell wall and affects or attacks the bacteria. But here the bacteria is devoid of cell wall. So, it is resistant to the antibiotic penicillin because they do not have cell wall. So, you can add it like here. It is resistant to the antibiotic penicillin because as they lack cell wall. Is that clear? So, because mycoplasma lacks cell wall, they are resistant to the antibiotic penicillin. Is that clear? So, I am giving one more recap. Heterotrophic bacteria, majority of the bacteria are heterotrophs because the most abundant bacteria in the environment are heterotrophic bacteria. They are the major decomposers. Many of them are causing infections such as number 1 typhoid, Number 2, cholera. Number 3, pneumonia. Number 4, citrus canker. Number 5, tuberculosis. Number 6, tetanus. Is that clear? Yes. Tuberculosis is actually caused by the bacteria Mycoplasma, that is the smallest known bacteria. Yes. Now what are Mycoplasma? These are commonly called as PPLO, pleuro pneumonia like organisms. I already told you why do we call it PPLO? Because first it was extracted from the pleural fluid of cattle, yes, and which were suffering with the pneumonia. They are wall-less organisms, wall-less bacteria. They can change their shape frequently. That is why they are simply called as pleuromorphic. They are infectious in nature to the plants and animals both. They are sensitive to oxygen. That is, they can not live in the presence of oxygen, and such bacteria are called as what? Obligate anaerobes. Okay, let me write this once again. Live in the presence of oxygen. They cannot live in the presence of oxygen, and such are called as obligate anaerobes. For example, methanogens and Mycoplasma. Right? It is resistant to an antibiotic, that is penicillin. They lack cell wall, as they lack cell wall. Is that clear? That is all about your Mycoplasma, and with this we have finished the biological classification chapter also. So my dear students, be happy, we are already moving ahead with the syllabus. We don't have any lag. So I am going to write few questions on the screen and you guys will be trying to answer by yourself. Is that clear? Alright. Okay. The question is, number 1. Yes. What do you think? Which one of the following diseases is odd? I have given tetanus. Okay. I have given common cold. I have given pneumonia and I have given typhoid. See. Tetanus is bacterial, pneumonia is bacterial, typhoid is bacterial, but the common cold is a viral disease. Is that clear? Yes? Alright. One more question. Question number 2. Pallid particles. Pallid particles are following except. Pallid particles are following except. Number 1 are found in plants and animals both. Are found in plants and animals both. Number 2 are found on surface of Golgi bodies also. Number 3 are found inside chloroplast, and number 4 is are called protein, are called what? Protein factory. Yeah. See, what are pallid particles, my dear students? Yes, what are pallid particles? See, ribosome was discovered by pallid, so we also call them as pallid particles. Okay. Now these pallid particles, statements for the pallid particles are, what are they? Are found in plants and animals both? Yes, correct. Are found inside chloroplast? Yes, correct. Are called protein factories? Yes, correct. But do you think they are found on the surface of Golgi bodies also? No, na. So they are found on the surface of ER, not on the surface of Golgi bodies. That is why this is the incorrect statement. Okay, I have asked pallid particles are following except. So they are not found on the surface of Golgi body. Is that clear? Question number 3. Mark the incorrect statement. Okay? Yeah. Amoeba, not the statement. Mark the incorrect option. Amoeba, okay. Paramecium, spelling is Paramoecium. Number 3 is nostoc. Yes, a very good example of cyanobacteria which has been drawn in your NCERT. Which has been drawn in your NCERT is what? This is nostoc. Nostoc. One more example of cyanobacteria is Anabaena. So nostoc is given in your NCERT. Okay? Yes. So, mark the incorrect option. Amoeba, Paramecium, nostoc, and fourth is your Euglena. Okay? Yeah. Tell me the incorrect option. I am writing the option in front of them. Amoeba are eukaryotes. Paramecium, protista. They are eukaryotes. Yes, and Euglena belongs to protista. Yes, very good question and very important question. I have asked the incorrect option. Okay, I have asked the incorrect option. Amoeba belongs to which kingdom? Yes, protista. Amoeba belongs to protista, and protista are unicellular eukaryotes. Is that clear? Unicellular eukaryotes. Next, paramecium. Paramecium also belongs to the protista because paramecium are unicellular but eukaryotes. Because if they would be prokaryotes, agar wo prokaryotes hote, तो they would be placed in the kingdom Monera. But because paramecium are unicellular and eukaryotes, so they are placed in protista. So unicellular and eukaryotes, so that is correct to place them into protista. Okay. Number 3, nostoc. We just saw that nostoc is an example of what? Cyanobacteria, right? They are cyanobacteria. See, cyanobacteria, and cyanobacteria are what? Member of Monera or the prokaryotes. So they would be placed in which kingdom? They would be placed in, they are first of all not eukaryotes, they are prokaryotes. Okay, they are prokaryotes and are placed in kingdom Monera. Is that clear? They are placed in kingdom Monera. Okay, so this is the answer. Incorrect option I have asked, but let us see the next also. Euglena are also unicellular eukaryotes, and thus it is correct to place them into protista. So the answer is what? The answer is nostoc. Is that clear? Nostoc, that is eukaryotes, is not possible. They are the prokaryotes and belongs to kingdom Monera. So this was the incorrect option. Okay, one more and the last question for the today's class. Tomorrow I'll be starting with the next chapter. We'll see what will be the chapter. Third is, I'm writing few statements. Number one, they are anaerobic bacteria. Okay, next, they have cell wall. Number 3, they undergo nitrogen fixation. And number 4, they have role in nutrient cycling. Right? Yeah. The question is, which of the following is incorrect for, question is incorrect for blue-green algae or the cyanobacteria. Right? Yes. So they have cell wall, that is correct. They undergo nitrogen fixation, that is also correct. They have role in the nutrient cycling, right? They have role in the nutrient cycling, that is also correct, but they are not the anaerobic bacteria. They can evolve oxygen. So this is the incorrect statement. So the answer is 1. I hope you guys will be able to solve question if you are asked from this biological classification topic. So wish you all the best for your upcoming test and lectures as well. That's all about today. Thank you. Have a good day.